The Great Wall of China is one of the most iconic and impressive structures ever built by humankind. Stretching over 13,000 miles, it's not just a wall, it's a symbol of China's long and complex history. But have you ever wondered why it was built in the first place? It wasn't just one reason or one dynasty, it was a centuries-long effort driven by political, military, economic, and even psychological factors. In this video, we'll dive deep into 10 powerful reasons why the Great Wall of China was built and how each one played a vital role in shaping ancient China. So stick around, because you might be surprised by a few of them. One of the most important reasons the Great Wall of China was built was to defend against frequent invasions and attacks from northern tribes. For centuries, China faced threats from groups like the Xiongnu, Mongols, and later the Manchu. These nomadic tribes would often raid Chinese villages, loot resources, and create chaos along the northern borders. To protect the empire, Chinese rulers decided to construct a massive wall that would act as a physical barrier to keep the invaders out. It wasn't just about bricks and stones, it was about creating a secure boundary for the safety of millions of people. The wall, combined with guard towers and fortresses, became a first line of defense and gave Chinese troops time to prepare in case of an attack. In short, it was China's ultimate defense system. Aside from defending against invasions, the Great Wall also helped establish and maintain control over the empire's vast borders. Ancient China had an enormous territory, and it was difficult to manage who came in and out. The wall made it easier to control movement, both of people and goods. Designated gates and checkpoints were placed along the wall, allowing Chinese officials to monitor travel, migration, and trade. This was especially important during times of political unrest or economic instability. Without such control, it would have been far easier for enemies or smugglers to slip into the country unnoticed. So the wall wasn't just a defense mechanism, it acted as a powerful administrative tool for the emperors to manage the empire efficiently. The Great Wall wasn't just about blocking enemies, it also helped send messages quickly across long distances. Built into the wall were watchtowers and beacon towers that allowed soldiers to communicate using smoke signals, fire flags, and even drums. This communication system was crucial during times of war or emergency. If an enemy force was spotted, one tower could alert the next, and that signal would travel all the way down the line, giving the military time to react. This kind of real-time alert system was advanced for its time and showed how much planning went into the wall's design. Think of it as an ancient version of a military hotline. The Great Wall was also a massive symbol of power and authority. Building such a colossal structure required enormous resources, manpower, and time. For emperors like Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China, the wall became a symbol of his control over the land and his people. It showed the world that China was not only capable of defending itself, but also of organizing massive state projects. The wall was a bold political statement that said, "We are strong, united, and not to be messed with." It helped legitimize the rule of many emperors by proving their ability to protect and unify the empire. In that way, the wall wasn't just made of stone, it was built with ambition and authority. Believe it or not, another big reason for the wall was to prevent smuggling and unauthorized trade. The northern border of China was a hotspot for traders and merchants trying to sneak in or out with goods, especially during times when certain imports or exports were banned. By creating checkpoints along the wall, Chinese authorities could monitor what goods were entering and leaving the empire. This was essential not just for maintaining economic stability, but also for protecting national resources. Controlling trade routes allowed the government to collect taxes, enforce laws, and prevent illegal dealings with rival tribes. So yes, the wall had a bit of customs and border protection built into it too. The Great Wall also served as a military highway, built wide enough in some parts to allow the movement of troops, horses, and supplies. It made it easier to patrol the vast northern frontier. Imagine trying to march an army across rough, open land without roads or protection. It would be a nightmare. The wall's top acted as a road in many sections, connecting key outposts and fortresses. This infrastructure allowed the Chinese military to move quickly to trouble spots and resupply their forces efficiently. It also helped to maintain a constant presence along the border, which acted as a deterrent to would-be invaders. In many ways, the wall was the backbone of China's northern defense network. When you build something as massive as the Great Wall, it naturally becomes a source of national pride. For the Chinese people, the wall wasn't just about defense, and it was a unifying symbol. Over the centuries, as different dynasties rose and fell, the wall remained as a constant reminder of the strength, resilience, and ingenuity of the Chinese civilization. It represented the collective effort of millions of workers, soldiers, peasants, and even prisoners who came together to build something far greater than themselves. As time went on, the wall helped to shape a shared sense of identity among the Chinese people, binding them together not just physically, but culturally and emotionally. The Great Wall wasn't just a physical obstacle, it was a psychological one too. The very sight of it was enough to discourage many potential invaders. Think about it, marching an army across harsh terrain only to be faced with a massive stone wall stretching for thousands of miles could break morale. It sent a clear message: you're not welcome here and we're ready for you. For many enemies, it was just not worth the effort. On the other hand, it gave the Chinese population a sense of security and peace, knowing that their government had taken such enormous steps to protect them. That psychological effect on both sides of the wall was one of its greatest powers. Though grueling and often dangerous, building the Great Wall also created employment for countless people across the empire. During various dynasties, especially under the Ming, massive labor forces were needed to construct and maintain the wall. This included soldiers, peasants, craftsmen, and even convicted criminals. While conditions were harsh and many workers suffered, the construction also stimulated the local economies by increasing demand for food, tools, and materials. Villages near the construction sites would often benefit from the economic activity, so in a strange way, the wall served as an ancient public works project that kept many people employed, even if the job was as tough as the stones they laid. Lastly, the Great Wall helped China lay claim to its land. By physically marking the boundaries of the empire, it reinforced the idea of where China ended and where the rest of the world began. In many cases, the wall was built along natural borders like mountains and deserts, but in other areas it was a clear political and territorial statement. This land belongs to us, it said, and it helped back that up with military presence and infrastructure. These borders allowed the Chinese empire to maintain more effective governance and made it harder for rival kingdoms or nomads to claim disputed regions. The Great Wall of China is more than just an ancient wonder. It's a story of power, protection, politics, and pride. From defending against invaders to building national identity, each stone laid along the wall tells a story of why it was built and what it meant to the Chinese people. It wasn't just a wall, it was a lifeline, a shield, and a statement. Even today, the Great Wall continues to fascinate people all over the world, not just for its size, but for the many reasons behind its existence. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of the Great Wall of China, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing history content. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.